I realized after that last tutorial that I created something and I had to layer a lot of shapes, and I didn't go over that with y'all. So let's go over that now. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to create something completely different. We're going to start with a simple select your rectangle and create a rectangle. Once again, make sure your aspect ratio matches. We're going to move it down, and what we're going to do here, well, we're going to move it down, and then we're going to go to Format again. We're going to go to Fill. We're going to create an ascending, twisting type of image that goes from a light to a dark color. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to decide what color we're going to use. Let's go to More Colors and really fine-tune this. Let's see, we could go grayscale, but let's use colors. Let's go from something bright or lighter colored to something dark. Let's find a good blue. Okay, so find a good blue that you like, where you can see the entire spectrum on this side. Then you just, once you get it there, you're going to grab this image right here, bring it down, and now you're going to take this, darken it up a couple shades, grab that image, bring it down, and repeat that. Try to keep it consistent. To create your spectrum. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to say OK. Select this image. Go back to Fill. Recent colors, more colors. We're going to select that first one, say OK. Okay, select your image, go to Line. We're going to say No Line. Now this first one we're going to go ahead and put on at that angle like a diamond. I think would be the best idea. And then we're going to take, so now we're going to add some 3D modeling. Now I already know that whenever I pull up my Format Shape menu, it's going to take up this section over here, and I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to grab this and move my screen over, and then I'm going to right click on my shape, go to Format Shape. It brings up this box, 3D Format. And I think what I would like to do okay, and I think what I would like to do is add an angle to it. So I'll click there. And this top one especially, I'm going to want it to come to a peak. So I'm going to watch it and increase the width to the point that I see that it's become a peak. I can go to 3D rotation, turn it on its side to get an idea of what I've done, make sure it's right. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to increase my height. Okay, to where they're both even. And you can see it just fills up that space. Now, 3D rotation, we're going to go back to 0. 3D format, depth and surface. We're going to choose what edge we want. So, once again, you just play around with it for a second, see what you like. And I'm not seeing much differences here. That dark edge looks like it might have the most promise out of what we have. So I'm also going to adjust my lighting and see which one is the best for that. And I go back to the 3-point lighting. I think it's the best. So now, say OK, and that's your image thus far. So what we're going to do is select it, Command D, to duplicate it. Let's move it over a little bit. We're going to increase the size just a touch. And then we're going to place this in line with the other one. and we're going to take and twist it just a little to the right. So see, you're sitting right now at a 45-degree angle. That was your original image. So you twist, and we're going to say it's going to be 52.43. So from here you can go to Format, Fill, select More Colors, which brings up this. Select that second one. Okay. And then we're just going to do this again and again and again and again and again. And we're going to repeat the same steps every single time. Okay, so let's say you've gotten to here now. What we're going to do is we're going to go up here to the Arrange tab, Reorder Objects, and it brings this up. So we're going to just drag them backwards, to put them back in the order that we would want them. It's not the order we built them, but this will get them back to where it's bottom to top. And say OK. And you see what we've created there? Now you get the option of looking at it and trying to figure out which ones are off just a little bit. That way you can correct . Now, as I'm looking at it, I see that in some places my 3D imaging, like on the bottom one, is not quite right. So I'm going to go back into that. Format Shape. It is my width. So I'm going to just take and adjust that. And because it matched before, you want to continue with that. Say OK. And that one probably needs it too. So okay. So now we can look at it, and everything looks okay, except for my own purposes, I think that it is a bit light. I mean, a bit dark. And just because I'm this way about things, I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to match it. I'm going to increase my size. I'm going to go ahead and just put it at a 90-degree angle. Move it over. Move it down. And then just right click and go to Arrange, Send to Back, and it puts it behind everything. Okay, now I'm going to select it again, go to my Format tab, go back to my colors, and that's a bit too dark. So I'll go right there with it. Now, okay, Command A selects everything. So we're going to go to Effects, go to Shadow, Options, And here we can adjust our shadows. Let's say a perspective shadow. No. Outer shadow. We're going to increase the size just a touch. Increase your blur quite a bit. Sometimes it disappears because it is rendering. And decrease your transparency to bring it out. And you can alter the angle. And say OK. Click off the image. And this is your finalized image. We can move on from here.